The new ZRG 20mm sniper we've received within Warzone and Cold War is the best sniper we have ever had in Call of Duty, and I won't be told otherwise. I will die on this hill to my last breath defending this sniper as the best sniper in COD. It's so much fun to use. It's pretty much a one-shot at all times. It's a little bit slower than normal and has a lot less ammo than normal snipers just because of how strong it is. But it's so much fun to use, and it is one of the most satisfying feelings when you just get a really cool feed or you're just popping off with this sniper. It's so much more satisfying than the Tundra or the Pellington because I feel like this sniper actually requires a lot of skill, way more anyway than any other sniper we've ever received. I'm going to talk about everything you guys need to know on this sniper, both in Cold War and Warzone, as well as the camo grind, how to unlock it, and all the important pieces of information you should know going into using this ZRG 20mm. You guys have probably seen tons of videos being posted by a lot of YouTubers talking about this gun, either unlocking this gun, using it in Warzone, and all of that stuff. So we're going to go a little bit more in depth with the ZRG, as well as there's timestamps throughout the video. So if you want to skip to my class setups or the camo challenges, if you're here for the DM Ultra guide, then you can skip straight to that as well. Now, let's talk about the weapon itself and how to unlock it. Basically, if you don't buy the store variant, the way you unlock this is getting 2 long shots with snipers in 10 separate games. The fastest way to do this right now is, if you're a Cold War player, go into Nuketown 24/7 in the core playlist and get your long shots in there. Or if you are a Warzone player, go into Plunder, whether it's Plunder Trios or Plunder Quads or whatever. Go into Plunder with any sniper, get 2 long shots. This can be in the pre-game lobby or in the game itself. And then once you get those 2 long shots, you can back out because your progress will save on Modern Warfare. But unfortunately, in Cold War, it won't. And also take advantage of Plunder pre-game lobbies because there's tons of people flying AFK. And with every sniper in the game, because the pre-game lobbies are so spread out, you will be completing the prerequisite challenges very quickly for the ZRG. Let's talk a little bit about the gun itself now. It is a extremely powerful sniper that reminds me of the snipers from Halo. It looks super similar, and it also acts very similar in shooting, reloading, and damage output. It's not the fastest sniper in the game. You're not going to be quickscoping people like you can with the Tundra and Pellington. You can get quickscopes once you add those attachments that increase your ADS times, but the amount of times you can shoot per minute is pretty slow. It is the slowest firing sniper rifle, and it does take a little bit of time to get used to, especially if you're a sniper who has used snipers like the Pellington and the Tundra as your main weapons. But man, oh man, once you get used to it, it is so much fun to use. I was dominating with this thing on Nuketown, in the Combined Arms Mosh Pit. Basically everywhere in the game I was using it. Even in Warzone, I was absolutely just shredding with it, and it's so satisfying and so much fun to use. And obviously, take advantage of the high damage output. Because the bullet velocity and damage output on the ZRG is already so high, I don't recommend using any attachments that increase your damage, bullet velocity, or stuff like that within Cold War. Warzone is a little bit of a different story because you want that bullet velocity for those super long range fights where you're 400, 500 meters away. But in the terms of Cold War, definitely keep it speed based because you honestly don't need that damage increase. Within Cold War, my attachments for the ZRG are very similar to the one store variant that is in the game right now, and that is the Axial Arms 3x Optic, the 37.9 Ultralight barrel, the 5-round mag, the Airborne elastic wrap handle, and the CQB Pad stock. Other than the Axial Arms and the 5-round mag, the Ultralight barrel elastic wrap and the CQB pad stock are all there to increase the speed stats, whether that's my sprint to fire time, my strafe speed, my ADS time. They're all there to increase those stats, which does help tremendously. If you are more range and damage based with the ZRG, you're going to be a lot slower, and you're going to want to stick to game modes like Combined Arms Mosh Pits and Fire Team Dirty Bomb as long as you're keeping your distance from the enemies, because you are going to struggle in those close range scenarios if you don't have those speed attachments. One thing that is really good with this weapon is the hip fire. I am pretty accurate with the hip fire, especially if you run the store variant attachments. I don't remember what those are exactly, but I know it has a laser sight and a specific grip that increases your hip fire accuracy. And when I was using that on Nuketown, there was tons of times where I just wasn't even aiming down sight when enemies were 10 meters away from me, and I was hitting these no scopes like crazy. Of course, on those bigger maps and when you get farther in range, you're not going to want to use that laser, but it is there and it does help if you are kind of rushing and playing close quarters scenarios, and you'll hit those hip fire shots, I would say 3 out of 5 times at close range. When I play Warzone, I tend to tailor my ZRG more towards the damage and range, just because in Warzone I want to be able to absolutely smoke enemies from far distances. If the enemies do not have armor whatsoever and they are cracked, even if they have full health, it is a one shot to the head, chest, and arms at all ranges, which makes it super overpowered. At close range, it's gonna struggle a little bit because the ADS time and fire time between bullets is very slow, but the ADS speed is faster in Warzone than it is in Cold War. So if you are used to the Cold War one, the ZRG in Warzone is going to feel a little bit faster. So specifically, the attachments that I run is the Agency Moderator Suppressor on the muzzle, the 42.7-inch Sigma Special Barrel. I run fast mags on the standard 3 bullet mags, the Airborne Elastic Wrap Grip for that increased ADS time, and then the Raider Pad Stock for a little bit of that increased sprint to fire time and other speed statistics. But my main attachments that I would not change on this sniper whatsoever are the Agency Moderator Suppressor and the 42.7-inch Sigma Special Barrel. If I am going to throw on an Optic, I would recommend taking off the Raider Pad Stock, just because you don't want to take off your grips, your mags, or any of those damage increasing attachments. And of course, the Agency Suppressor not only keeps you suppressed, but increases your damage range and your bullet velocity as well. So you will benefit from these attachments at long range battles all the time. And one thing that is super easy with the ZRG is downing people in 2 shots. Of course, headshots are one-shot shots regardless of how much health or armor the enemy has. But if you are hitting kind of lower body shots, it's going to be 2 to 3 shots to kill. But if you're aiming high chest, head, or I guess like the core area of the enemy, you're going to be hitting a lot of 1 to 2 shot kills. And the closer you are, of course, the more damage your bullets are going to carry, making this one of the best snipers in the game. I've been running the HDR compared to the ZRG recently, and I believe that the ZRG has better stats than the HDR. Not only can you see that when you compare the stats, but in the gameplay itself, it hits so much harder. For unlocking gold with this sniper, it is extremely easy within Cold War. I recommend leveling up your weapon in zombies using double weapon XP tokens and having friends in your game, or just running double weapon XP tokens within multiplayer during the combined arms mosh pit, because that's where snipers are really going to dominate at those long ranges. Starting off with the camo challenges, you'll get 200 eliminations done extremely quickly. Same with your 50 headshots. I naturally aim for the head with snipers anyway, so headshots came to me extremely quickly, and I did this challenge before any other challenge in the game. But if you struggle with headshots, go into the combined arms mosh pit and take advantage of those players who don't move very often or are sniping themselves, because they're not going to be moving and you just have to aim for their head, and then you're going to get your headshots done pretty quickly. For the 20 bloodthirsties that you have to get with the ZRG, I would also recommend going into combined arms assault, because that's where people are going to have the most distance from you. Set up in an area where you will not be seen and run a silencer, and you can just pick people off as they rush objectives really easily. I'm going to link a combined arms assault guide down below, which will show you in depth on where to go to get bloodthirsties with snipers and then just control spawns. And of course, the better player you are, the easier bloodthirsties are going to be, and the more aggressive you are, the harder bloodthirsties are going to be, because that means the enemies will be closer to you, and if they have assault rifles or SMGs, you will be taken out much faster than if you were at range. Speaking of range, 50 long shots, combined arms assault. Most of your kills are going to be long shots anyway. Don't worry about this, you'll complete that, just keep your distance. 50 kills while holding breath. Really? Hold your breath. super straightforward. I don't think anyone's gonna have any trouble with it. And then the one-shot kills, you're running the ZRG, which is going to one-shot kill 99% of the time. And then the last challenge is 25 double kills, and this one's going to take a little bit more effort. Put on some of those attachments that increase your ADS times and maybe head into Nuketown. I did a little bit of the double kills in Nuketown. I think I did maybe 17 of 25 in Nuketown, and then I just did the last couple within combined arms assault. And then within 2.5-3 hours of grinding the ZRG from weapon level 0 to max, I had gold camo. Of course, my experience getting mastery camos is going to aid me in unlocking gold extremely fast for this weapon, but for those who are new to the game, it might take a little bit longer. And by now, if you haven't unlocked or even tried this weapon yet, definitely do. It's so much fun to use, and if you're a Warzone player who likes sniping and is kind of a little bit tired of the car because of how easy it is to use, definitely try this out. It's super strong, it's the hardest hitting sniper in the game, and it's the most accurate and has the highest range, bullet velocity, and damage output. So if you're a hardcore sniper within Warzone, definitely give this a try and have some fun with it. Other than that, that is the ZRG 20mm sniper within Cold War and Warzone. I still think that this is the best sniper in COD history. I love it. It's my favorite of all time. I even like it more than the DSR from Black Ops 2 and the Ballista from Black Ops 2, the MSR from MW3, and the LW1 from Black Ops 1. It's my favorite sniper that I've ever used. It's so much fun and it's very refreshing. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the sniper. Do you guys enjoy it? Do you dislike it? Are you just not even going to use it because you'd rather use the Pellington or Tundra? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like if you did enjoy, dislike if you didn't. There's no hard feelings. Check the description, not only for the attachments that I listed that I talked about earlier, but for the Discord link, which will be at the very top if you guys want to come and hang out with us when we're playing some Warzone or Cold War. I'm about to head out. Subscribe for more videos in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.